Learning how to create your reality is nothing different than just a small mindset change and a shift in the process that you're making right now, and learning about the myth of actually, quote unquote, creating your reality in the first place. That if I, by the end of this video, if you can learn all of these things, and if you take those notes, and if you really lock in for like the next 10 minutes or however long I will talk for, you will never have to watch a single manifestation video about reality creation or like any of these things for the rest of your life. I'm serious. So just lock in, possibly even rewatch the video like a couple of times because it will really be worth it. Because trust me, I used to be that guy who used to just exist, walk around, and just say to himself and overthink about small things like the argument that went wrong like 5 years ago about why life just isn't, banking, like just it isn't going my way, like, oh, it's the universe, like why me, and all of these types of questions, without even realizing that the cause was always me. It's called the universe for a reason. The universe. Because the universe reacts to you, and it's not the other way around. More specifically, the universe reacts to whatever you hold within your consciousness. Specifically, whatever you hold within your subconscious mind. Because your subconscious mind calibrates 95% of your activities that you do on a day-to-day basis, right? Like your breathing, regulating your blood temperature, but also on a metaphysical level, so beyond what we can see with our and perceive with all of our five physical senses. It calibrates your frequency, or what we call basically the combination of our thoughts, identities, beliefs, I don't know, moods, emotions, all of these things. And whatever we hold as a frequency and whatever it is getting calibrated over there within will always lead to an external effect that we can then perceive in this material world. And the way that we perceive is actually because of a process called refraction, in which visible light, from red to purple, bounces off of visible surfaces or from the most stable kind of energy, which is matter, and then into our eyes, and then we can perceive it. But that's only 0.0035% of the electromagnetic spectrum, which is just everything that we can see. We can only see 0.0035% of reality. So already, if you judge reality based on what you can see, then you're missing a huge chunk of it. And whenever you think to yourself that you need to create your reality or whatever, then you're signalizing to the universe that you don't have it. Then the universe is all confused and is like, why the hell do you want an illusion? And illusion doesn't mean that it is not real. What it means is that it is not what it makes itself out to be. Because the only real thing in this universe is the energy that makes it up. And and what are emotions? Think about it. What are emotions? Emotions is energy. Our energy in motion. That's right. So, and also, your thoughts. Whatever you think of a thought like I am rich or whatever, it is a visualization of any kind of source. It produces a wave, basically an electromagnetic wave, but it is still energy. So whenever you create a thought and you combine it with that specific emotion that you would feel upon attaining that desired reality of yours, and you need to answer this for yourself. What kind of thoughts and what kind of emotions you would feel upon attaining that desired reality. Your emotions then supercharge that wave, and that wave then gets sent out to the universe. And if you can do this enough times, then if it can permeate your subconscious mind, which the language of the subconscious mind and of God is emotion, then you won. Because if you can create so much emotion that you would feel upon attaining that desired reality, and you can charge that thought or whatever that is with enough emotional charge, and in a deeply relaxed meditative state, possibly optionally, of course, you don't have to get into a meditative state, then it will go into your subconscious mind. And once it goes over there, yeah, reality gets created. But now we need to bust the myth of actually reality creation. Because when you think about it, our creator, our source, we all come from one source, and that one source is infinite. Now, whether you want to call this source Allah, God, I don't know, Krishna, the infinite intelligence, the universal flow, whatever label your ego chooses, of course, it's all just vanity arguing about the identity of God, but we are here for purely reality control's sake. So, when you think about it, God, or how I like to call him God, or it, because it doesn't abide by the universal laws, but basically, it is an fourth dimensional entity. And fourth dimensional means that it is not bound by any of the universal laws like mentality, polarity, rhythm, vibration, gender, all of these things. It is not bound by any of these things, and also by the illusions of our third dimensional realm that we live in, or what we call the universe, which is time and space, meaning that in the fourth dimension, where it resides, and by the way, it is infinite, meaning that everything has already happened in there. Every single alternate universe that you can think of, every single possible combination already exists over there. And of course, we can go into much greater detail about this. Like, we can talk about the fact that the past and the future are actually illusions, and that only the here and now exists, and you're just flipping between alternate universes constantly 24/7, like, like an animation without even realizing that the frames have, parts between them that you cannot even see because it's happening on on the speed of light and whatever. And we can talk about any of these things. But what I want you to realize right now is that everything has already been created. You cannot create anything. Your small physical vessel that can only perceive a limited fraction of reality, your animalistic self cannot create anything. And so that's why we need to get help from the infinite that has created us. And how do you do it? You ask for it. And you ask for it by speaking the language of the infinite, which is emotion, because emotion, or energy, should I better say, is the only real thing in this entire universe. Remember this. Emotion and focus is basically like a centralization of energy, are the only real languages of God. It is not verbal speech, it is only whatever you think and whatever you feel. And if you persist in that state, God, or whatever you choose to call our creator, will eventually get the message, and it will reshape the entire universe according to your liking. And so that's how the process goes. This is what they mean when esoterically said in the Bible, let go and let God. It is by quite literally getting yourself out of the way and stop thinking about the how you're going to manage this. No, the only thing that you need to worry about, the only task that you need to do is work on your frequency, work on whatever you're conscious of. Just work on whatever is going into your subconscious mind. Work on whatever you focus on. Work on whatever thoughts you're thinking. Work on whatever emotions you're feeling. You need to just monitor all of that. And once you start to send out the right vibrations into the universe, vibrations are expressed through us as human beings, as attention, and as basically concentration, which is focus basically. Then you will get the right intuition, which will guide you into the right reality. You just need to discipline yourself and be like a policeman over yourself and guide your mind from thinking any of the thoughts that aren't aligned with your desired reality. And of course, you need to meditate. So you need to get into deep and meditative states where you are completely relaxed, and after like 20 minutes or whatever, however long it takes for you to completely relax and detach from the outside world and just be there with yourself, you need to, in those deep meditative states where the bridge between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind is wide open, the door is quite literally opened over there, you need to quite literally put into your subconscious mind those specific thoughts charged with those emotions that you would feel upon attaining that desired reality. You only need to feel it. If you want to create your reality, you need to create the vibration, the vibrational alignment of it. And when I say vibrational alignment of it, I mean the combination of thoughts and of the emotions that you would feel upon attaining that. Instead of thinking about the how, you just think about the emotions that you would feel upon attaining that desired reality, because then you quite literally get out of the way. When you stop operating from the survival paradigm and you shift into the spiritual paradigm as if your desired reality was already here, when you feel that enlightenment, that peace, that joy, that love, that serenity, that calmness, then that will signalize to the universe that you already have it. And most importantly, you will be it before the world proves it to you, before the universe proves it to you. So that's just wonderful, isn't it? So you need to only work on whatever you feel. You need to only work on whatever thoughts you're choosing as truth, and you're putting them into your subconscious mind, because there are no truths in reality other than what your subconscious mind has accepted as truth. Meaning that if you accepted the truth, or sorry, the idea that you'll be broke forever into your subconscious mind, because it was charged with enough emotions, whether that would be from the outside world or from some kind of a trauma or whatever, then that will prove itself into reality, because your subconscious mind creates and calibrates 95% of your frequency, and every single frequency must become a reality. So do you really see how much you've been fucking yourself over your entire life? It's all about the within. The universe reacts to you. It's called the universe for a reason. It's all just you. It all starts with you. You are quite literally the god over your reality, and you must remember this for the rest of your life, and not let anything outside of you dictate whether you have the power to materialize your desired reality or not. You don't need to rub your crystals. You don't need to go to high school. You don't need to do any of these things that just externalizes your power. All you need to do is just vibrationally align yourself to that desired reality. You must feel the emotions and think the thoughts that you would feel upon attaining that desired reality, and it will always be yours. That's just how it goes. So yeah, rewatch this video at least like 10 times, because I know that most of this stuff has went over your head. And by the way, if you're interested, if you want to master the game of reality control, of discipline, stoicism, willpower, productivity, and all of these things that will just benefit you as a human being in general, then I highly suggest that you go check out my Timeless Reader's Mindsets in the description. Just look at these people. They have benefited so much from me, and yet they haven't even seen a single life lesson from that course. So make sure to check it out. Your life will completely transform in the next 6 months, but no pressure, of course. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you